Afternoon, everybody. My name is Ainde Oluwatsubiloba Olosho, and welcome to this webinar. So today webinar, just make sure like you actually have your pen, your bar with you, because we're actually giving you like quality information. Like this is information about you are not going to get anywhere. We are going to give you quality information that's actually going to help you stay ahead in the tech industry. So what's our topic for today? So our topic today is staying ahead in tech, continuous learning strategies for IT professional. So today we're going to be talking about how you can stay ahead in tech and things like step, and we're going to be sharing like insight tips like you are going to be using to stay ahead in tech. So before we go forward, I also like to tell you that we have some housekeeping rules, which is number one. This webinar is actually recorded. So maybe you actually missed anything, or your friend is currently at work, and maybe after this webinar, you just want to send this recording to your friend, or you actually want to rewatch. There are some things you don't really understand, and you also want to go back again and rewatch again in the future. So you have no work. This webinar is actually recorded. You can go to our YouTube channel to watch this webinar over and over and again. And also, if you like to like react with us, maybe during this webinar, you like to react with us. So we have the emoji button there. Just go down there. Then you can use any of the emoji. You can use the love. You can use the like. You can use the smile, depending on anyone that is most suitable for you. And also, if you actually want to ask any question, maybe during the when the speaker is actually talking, there's a question you really want to ask, or anything you just really want to ask us, just go to the chat section and just go to the comment section and just drop all your questions there. Just drop all your questions. All your questions will be attended to. Every question will be attended to. So, next slide. So, who are we? We are actually SEAL teams. And what do we do as SEAL teams? So, what we do as SEAL teams are solution builders. We help you build solutions. And we do this, we apply technology to drive efficiency, agility, and growth for your business. We are positioned to help enterprise scale globally. So we are not just there to just build you solution only. We are so passionate about your business, and we are passionate about the growth of your business. So we are building these solutions to help your business grow, not just grow within Africa or go within Nigeria. We build this solution to make sure your business grow globally. And we do this by using our global mindset, our multi-cloud competence. We also do this by using our agility, and we are so passionate about your growth. Next slide. So today's webinar, our speaker for today is actually Dozie, and Dozie is actually one of the best cloud practitioners I've ever met. Like I've met several cloud practitioners, but Dozie is actually like the best of them, like the best of the best. And we actually bring the best people in this industry to come actually speak to you about how to grow in tech, how to stay ahead. So make sure you stay attentive, make sure you have your pen with you, make sure you are writing everything down, because talking to someone like this costs like thousands and thousands of dollars. So does it hope you are dead?
Hi, Toby. Good afternoon.
Over to you, Dozie.
Thank you for that warm welcome. I would also like to say hello and good afternoon to every one of you who have also taken out time to join us here for today's webinar. We really appreciate your presence. All right, so before we jump right into it, I would like to urge each and every one of you to let's try as much as possible to make this webinar a very interactive and interesting one. So during the course of the webinar, feel free to drop your comments, feel free to drop your questions in the Q&A section, and we'll be addressing your questions, we'll be addressing your comments at the end of the webinar, or even during the webinar, so we can all share insights and enjoy this interactive and insightful webinar. I'm thrilled to have you guys here. The tech landscape, as you know, is rapidly evolving, and staying relevant requires not just a one-time learning push, but a continuous learning journey. So my goal today, as your speaker, is to provide you with actionable strategies that you can use to stay ahead, no matter where you are or what point you find yourself in your tech career. All right, so moving on, let's quickly look at the agenda for today. So we'll start with the importance of continuous learning. and why it is crucial. We'll be looking at why it is crucial in the ever-evolving tech space. All right. So from there, we'll dive into the key learning strategies that can help you stay on top of trends, help you stay on top of opportunities, including tools and platforms that you can also use while you're continuously learning and developing yourself as an IT professional. All right. So we'll also be looking at certification parts, which is also a very essential part for your career growth, and then practical experiences and the like. So towards the end of the webinar, we'll be helping you to create an action plan, all right, that you can follow to make continuous learning a part of your daily routine. And then we'll move on to the Q&A session where you can ask your questions, where we'll answer and reply all questions and comments in the Q&A section. So let's start with the big question, all right? Why is continuous learning so crucial in the tech space? Okay, so first things first, technology changes very fast, all right? So every day there are new innovations, every day there are new trends, new tools are emerging constantly, all right? So whether it's artificial intelligence or cloud computing or cybersecurity or even DevOps, all right? If you're not interested in learning and adapting, you definitely fall behind. All right. So an example is we can see how quickly tools like ChatGPT have become some sort of standard or a vital part in our work environment. All right. So keeping up with trends ensures that you stay competitive, especially in the job market. So beyond the career benefits, there's also personal growth. Okay, so continuous learning, continuous development, especially as an IT professional, helps you to stay sharp, enhances your problem-solving abilities, and ultimately makes your work much more fulfilling. All right. So, and as we often say in technology, the only constant is change. So staying ahead of that change is very vital if you intend to improve and continue to grow in your tech career. So looking at the key strategies, the key learning strategies for IT professionals, we'll be looking at the first of those key strategies. And one of the best ways to stay ahead is by identifying tech trends early, not just identifying the tech trends, but identifying the tech trends on time. All right. So the sooner you spot or the sooner you identify an emerging technology, the better positioned you are to be able to take advantage of that technology. So the big question, how do you do that? How do you identify tech trends early and on time? All right. So firstly, you have to stay informed. You have to regularly read industry blogs, follow thought leaders, subscribe to reports from trusted sources like some very popular ones are like Gartner or Stack Overflow. All right. So you can also subscribe to newsletters here at Secure Intelligence Limited, so you can get information on industry ideas, new industry innovations, new tools and technologies in the tech space. All right. So you can also use tools like Google Trends to keep an eye on which technologies are gaining popularity. Okay. So also you have to try as much as possible to set a routine. You have to make it a habit. You have to set aside a bit of time each week, all right, whether it's during your commute to and from work, for those of you who work on site, or if you're at the gym or probably having your morning breakfast or coffee. You can just take a few minutes to scan for news, scan for developments, scan for new trends. All right. So trust me, it takes little time, but it's really worth the effort. All right. So moving on to the next slide, another key strategy is to leverage learning platforms. All right. So there are a lot of platforms out there that you can use. There are countless platforms, but today we're going to be focusing on Whizlabs, all right, which offers some very significant advantages. And if you were part of us for there's a webinar we hosted where we talked about preparing for examination, certification examination, tech certification examination, where we really covered the advantages of using Whizlabs to better prepare yourself as an IT professional. All right. So for those of you who are hearing about Whizlabs for the first time, Whizlabs is a very, very important and vital platform for those of you looking to improve your tech career, improve yourself as an IT professional. All right. So Whizlabs has over 500 courses, all right, that cover essential topics like cloud computing, AWS, where you have your AWS cloud console, you have your Microsoft Azure, you have your Google Cloud platform, and even DevOps and cybersecurity as well. All of these areas that are rapidly expanding and in high demand are covered in Whizlabs. All right. So what's even more exciting or more useful about Whizlabs is that it is certification focused. All right. So that means that all the content on Whizlabs is not just designed to teach you new skills, but to better prepare you for industry recognized certification. All right. So during the course of this webinar, we'll also be focusing on certifications as well. All right. So another great feature of Whizlabs is its flexibility, flexible learning. All right. So you can take self-paced courses, you can take practice exams, and get hands-on experience through the practice labs. And you can do all of that on your own schedule. Okay. So by setting weekly learning goals, by tracking your progress on Whizlabs, you will find it very, very easy for you to stay disciplined, for you to stay consistent with your learning. All right. So if you're just hearing about Whizlabs, I advise you click on the link in the Q&A section. You see a link to Whizlabs platform, where Whizlabs landing page, where you can see more insights as to the advantages that Whizlabs can offer you as a growing IT professional. All right, so moving on, another key learning strategy for you to continuously learn and develop yourself as an IT professional is certification paths. All right, certification paths are very, very vital. Certification paths are very, very vital if you are looking to develop yourself as an IT professional, if you are looking to grow further in your tech career. So let's talk about certifications. We all know how very valuable certifications can be in tech world. That is because they do not only, validate your skills, but they also make sure you stand out to your employers. You understand? And it can lead to career growth. And for those of you who are looking to earn more, getting certified can help you earn higher. It can improve your salary structure as well. All right. So these tech certifications are very important. And then how do you plan for these certificates? How do you get tech certified? How do you better prepare yourself for all of these certifications? All right. So I would once again like to refer you back to the webinar we did on how to prepare for your tech certification examination. All right. So for those of you who missed that webinar, there's no issues, no problem at all. You can just visit our YouTube page. All right. We have recordings of all our webinars. Every webinar is being recorded, and you can always go back and rewatch every part of that webinar. So you can do well to visit our YouTube channel. All right, click on the webinar, Getting Tech Certified at Any Level. All right, that's the webinar that covers all of the steps and tools you need to better prepare yourself for your tech certification examination. And the great thing about it is it's not just for people that are new into tech, it's also for veterans as well, people who are already IT professionals. So visit our YouTube channel, click on the link, and we watch every part of that webinar. But for those of you who might not have the time to do that, I'll just quickly run through how you can use Whizlabs to better prepare for your certification examination, because Whizlabs offers a structured path for certifications, especially in cloud computing, DevOps, cybersecurity, and much more. All right. So one of the most challenging parts of certification preparation is figuring out what you should study, and secondly, how best to prepare. Those are the major challenges that we often face. All right. We covered a lot of other challenges in previous webinar, but since we're just talking about continuous learning and development, we wouldn't be dwelling too much on that. All right. So Whizlab solves this problem of what to study and how to prepare for you. All right. So with his targeted content and the realistic practice exams, all right, Whizlabs can better prepare you or best prepare you for your tech certification examination. So additionally, Whizlabs practice labs and sandboxes give you some sort of real world environments where you can apply the theory that you're learning. All right. So hands-on experience, like we said, is very, very crucial when you're preparing for certifications. Right. And it's often key to passing all of these exams, which are very, very challenging at times. Right. But if you are best prepared for it, you'll be able to pass it with ease, even on your first sitting. Right. So here's the exciting part about getting tech certified, and it's the return on investment. Because according to research, getting certified can increase your earning potential by 20 to 40%, depending on the certification and the industry that you find yourself. So not only are you gaining knowledge or improving your skills, but you're also making a valuable investment in your career in terms of your salary growth and salary structure. All right. So moving on to the next slide, we'll be talking about while we're learning and learning from courses, getting certifications and all of that, it is also important that we do not forget the importance of networking and communities. Networking and communities are very, very crucial to learning and development, especially for you as an IT professional. All right. So it is very vital that you build relationships in the tech industry. It can also open doors to job opportunities, open doors to, mentorship, collaborative projects, and the likes. So one way you can continuously improve yourself, especially through networking and communities, is for you to attend meetups. All right, you can attend webinars. Webinars like this that have been hosted by Secure Intelligence Limited are very, very vital for a tech professional like yourself. All right, so these webinars help you to improve because they provide you with valuable insights, valuable tools, and the knowledge you need to continuously develop yourself as an IT professional. All right, so tech conferences as well. Attending tech conferences whenever you can or when possible is also very, very important. And also, do not underestimate online communities as well. All right, try your best not to underestimate online communities. And some online communities that you can always bank on is LinkedIn. We have LinkedIn is very, very popular. We have LinkedIn, we have GitHub, we have Reddit. These are very popular online platforms where you can get insights, where you can interact with a lot of peer-minded people like yourself, IT professionals. You get updates on industry trends as well. All right. So another great platform for you is our Secure Intelligence Limited Slack channel. Our CIL Academy Slack channel is a very, very, very important online platform, especially for those of you who are followers of Secure Intelligence Limited and for those of you who are IT professionals as well. So building yourself also requires you to join in on communities like this. You can click on the link. We'll be sharing the link to our CIL Academy Slack channel. Click on the link, get registered, get yourself integrated into the system. There you get insights on new tools, industry trends. You also get to interact with people who are like-minded. You interact with your peers. You get to interact with people who are already veterans in their own field of expertise. All right, you can get mentorship. You can also get to collaborate, you understand, with our engineers and our team on certain projects as well. So you build your knowledge, you build your network, and you also improve yourself when you get yourself registered on our CIL Academy Slack channel. So network and communities are great spaces for you to engage with like-minded professionals. You also get to ask questions, learn from other people's experiences. That is very important. Learning from people's experiences makes your learning curve even more shorter. All right. So remember, learning from your peers, contributing to open source projects you understand, especially on GitHub, can also accelerate your growth. Okay, so peer learning adds a social element to your education, to your learning, to your development, all right, and it can help you retain information much, much better. Okay, so we'll be moving on to next up is practical experience. All right, so we'll be discussing how practical experience can improve your continuous learning and development. All right, so it is one thing to learn concepts, but applying them in real world scenarios is what really or truly solidifies your understanding, you understand, of these concepts, of these theories that you have learned, you understand, of these theories that you have been introduced to. Hands-on experience, hands-on practical is very, very vital. It's very vital because it's one thing to learn new theories, it's one thing to learn new concepts, but seeing them operate physically is very, very important. It helps you retain faster, it helps you retain better, and then you have a proper understanding of those theories and concepts. Okay, so like I mentioned, while even preparing for your certification exams, hands-on practice, hands-on experience is also very important in you retaining key concepts and key theories. So while Whizlabs offers practice labs and sandboxes where you can simulate real-world IT environment, it also better prepares you for, like I said, the certification exams that you may be taking from here on, and it also improves your ability to assimilate faster. All right, so Whizlabs, again, I'm going to really hitting on Whizlabs. If Whizlabs is not as good as I say it is, we would not be here talking about it. All right, so Whizlabs offers you practical labs, sandboxes, so you can simulate real-world IT environment, get your hands on practical scenarios where you can try out new theories, test new concepts, try out new tools as well, or new ideas that you may have gotten while learning or while researching on your own. So these are like safe spaces for you to test and refine your skills across various areas like the cloud computing. For example, trying out new things on your AWS console might incur a lot of costs for you. You understand, where you're trying to set up, let's say you're testing some virtual private networks or something, you might find yourself spending more on your cloud console, which can be very, very, it can cause issues with your management, especially as a cloud engineer. I'm sure most of us have that experience. But with Whizlabs, you can try out all of these ideas. You can test out new tools. You can test out new technologies on your AWS console without you breaking the bank. No additional cost. You don't incur any costs at all. Once you have gotten yourself integrated into Whizlabs, you've made your subscription, you can enjoy all of this sandboxes, all of these practical labs on Whizlabs, and then you get to test your ideas, you get to enjoy the benefits of Whizlabs. So during the course of this webinar, I would also show you what the sandbox really looks like for those of you who have not been introduced to Whizlabs previously. We did that in the last webinar where we talked about certification examination. We walked through setting up or logging into the AWS Cloud Console via Whizlabs, so you can create instances, do whatever it is you want to do while learning and improving your skills. So I'll be walking you through that during the course of the webinar. All right, but the key thing I want you to take away from this is that hands-on experience is what separates you, who has theoretical knowledge, from someone who can actually solve real-world problems. All right, so it's really a deciding factor, all right, especially when you are trying to get a new job, trying to land a new role. Having real-hand experience on that job or that role is very, very vital. So that's what is going to make you stand out when applying for jobs or even advancing in your career. All right, so moving on, we'll be looking at we're looking at action plans, all right, for continuous learning. Like I said at the start of the webinar, all right, we'll be working with you to create an action plan that you can use while you go on this journey of continuous learning and development. So if you're here with us, I would advise you pick up your pen, pick up your pad, because we'll be highlighting some key steps or some key features that you might have to include in your personalized learning roadmap. All right. So first things first, step one, you need to assess your current skills. Okay. So you need to identify where you have your skill gaps. Okay. You need to know the things that you already know and also try to find out the things that you do not know. All right. So doing this helps you identify skill gaps. It helps you learn better, helps you know what it is you need to learn. So how do you assess your skill gaps? This is very, very easy. You can do this by comparing your current skill set to the requirements of the role you're aspiring for. Okay, let's say you are aspiring for the role of a cloud engineer. You know that you need to have your skill set. Your skill set has to include some sort of knowledge with script writing, that's Bash, and then you also need to know a bit of Python as well. All right, so having this ability to assess your skill gaps makes it easier for you to know what to learn and to learn it properly. All right. So another way you can assess it is to, that's where we mentioned having mentors or being in communities. You get to meet people who are IT professionals, veteran IT professionals. You can also use their own career trajectory as a benchmark for you. So know the skills that they have at that particular level for you to know what skills you need to add to your own compartment of skills as well. So secondly, you need to set SMART goals. So this is the point where you're going to need your pen and your pad, because SMART here is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay, so when we say SMART goals, we mean your goals should be very specific. You need to know exactly what skills you want to develop. You need to know exactly what trajectory you want to take on. You need to know exactly what role you want to find yourself in or you're aspiring to go into. All right, so you have to be very, very specific about your goals, about the skills you want to develop, and how you want to learn. Secondly, your goals need to be measurable. There should be some sort of benchmark for you to know if you're actually making progress while you're developing your skills as an IT professional. So ensure that whatever goals you're setting for yourself is measurable. You can identify progress and you can know when you're not being progressive in your learning. Okay, so you have to have measurable goals when developing your learning roadmap. Also, your goals need to be achievable. All right, your goals need to be very, very achievable. It has to be realistic. You cannot set unrealistic goals for yourself. You'll just end up putting yourself under unnecessary pressure. All right, so how do you ensure that your goals are unrealistic? All right, so like I said, you need to understand the role that you are aspiring to fall into. You understand? And then based on your own cognitive abilities or learning abilities, you should be able to know how fast you are able to assimilate. Does it take you a week to learn a new programming language? Does it take you a month to learn a new programming language? So those are things that you can use when making your goals achievable. All right. So for instance, you're aspiring to be a cloud engineer, and then today you're just learning Cloud Shell, and then you believe that by the end of the week, today is Wednesday, you believe that by Friday you should be setting up a VPC or something. No, it doesn't work like that. That's unrealistic. All right. So you have to take it step by step, set realistic goals. Okay. And then also for the R, it means relevant. Your goals have to be very relevant. All right, your skills that you're acquiring to learn has to be relevant towards that role that you're aspiring to find yourself in. Are those skills relevant to the career path that you are following through as an IT professional? Okay, those skills have to be very, very relevant. Let's give an example. You are a front end, or let's say you want to learn most of the tech skills are actually intertwined. You basically need them for most parts of. But let's say you're doing a product design, for instance, all right, and then you're saying you want to focus on creating VPCs. You understand? You see how very far or how very irrelevant that skill is in the product design space. You understand? So your skill or your goals have to be relevant towards your IT career. All right. So I believe we've got an understanding of that. And then finally, your goals have to be time bound. Set specific milestones for yourself, milestones that are achievable. All right. So you can set certain period for yourself. Okay, I'm going to learn how to develop or how to set up an instance within the next week. I'll be using 1 week to set up to learn how to set up an EC2 instance. Or if you're a designer, a product designer, I'll be using the next few weeks to brush up myself on design thinking, the strategies for design thinking and all of that, or how to use Figma and other tools like that. So you have to put time-bound goals. Okay, time-bound goals will help you keep some sort of milestone as to how your learning and development should go. And it will also ensure that you remain focused. Okay, so step 3, you have to choose the right learning platform. There are thousands of platforms that can help you. Thousands of platforms out there. We all know these platforms. They are very popular. They can help you. All right. But sometimes most of these platforms are very expensive. Okay. And most of them or some of them do not really position you for certification examinations the way Whizlabs will do. Most of them are not as flexible as Whizlabs. So Whizlabs is self-paced, Whizlabs is flexible, Whizlabs better positions you for your examination, your certification examination, and it better prepares you for hands-on practice because of the practice labs, the sandboxes, allowing you to test your skills, allowing you to improve your skills as well, and then preparing you to get certification for those skills. So that is why we'll be recommending and we're basically hitting on you to get yourself registered on Whizlabs. The link for the Whizlabs landing page is in the Q&A section. Click on the link, get yourself registered so you can also enjoy all of these benefits as well. Finally, step 4, you have to set a consistent study routine. So even if it's just 20 to 30 minutes a day, you can make a huge difference in your learning and in your development over time. All right, because consistency is really key to learning and development. Outside of the tech space, learning consistency is key to learning and development. All right, so it's one thing to set up your action plan. There's one thing to register on Whizlabs. There's one thing to get start preparing for tech certifications and all of that. But how consistent are you going to be while doing all of that? You understand? So set consistency as a major priority while you are preparing your learning roadmap. Okay, even if it means you have to just take 1 hour a day to just learn and develop your skills, to learn and improve your skills, just do it. It's going to show some sort of huge difference over time, and it's going to be very valuable for you as an IT professional. All right. So finally, this one is for me to you. Whatever roadmap you're going to be building with all of these ideas that I've given to you, all of the steps that we've given to you, for those of you who have taken the time to put it down in your pen and your pad. But if you've missed this part, all right, so we'll be sharing a web replay link at the end of this webinar. All right, so you can get to rewatch every part of this webinar. Okay, so if you missed any part, feel free, click on the link, or you can just visit our YouTube channel to rewatch every webinar that you might find interesting or you might find valuable to yourself as you are continuously developing and building yourself as an IT professional. So finally, your action plan has to be adaptable. Remember, we mentioned that the tech space is always changing. New innovations, new tools, new technologies are being developed every day. So your learning roadmap has to be adaptable and has to be flexible to adjust to these new innovations, to adjust to these new tools and technologies. All right. So with that, you can actually stay ahead of trends while you are also preparing and developing yourself as an IT professional. All right. So before we go into, like I mentioned, I'm going to show you guys just a rough or a simple view of what the Whizlabs sandbox practical labs look like. So for those of you who are new to Whizlabs, so you can have an idea of it. All right. So before we do that, I'd like to hand over to Toby so we can go through the Q&A section. Let's hear the questions you have. Let's see the comments you have. And also, for those of you that joined the previous webinar, we gave out a free 1 month subscription, for Whizlabs. So if you were lucky enough to enjoy this subscription, please drop your reviews for us in the comment section. Let us know how it was or the experience you had while using Whizlabs. Okay, this will help us improve the services and try to make things better for you. And if you have questions or complaints as to how your experience was with Whizlabs, please drop them in the Q&A section. So Toby, you can take it up from here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dizzy. Thank you very much for that webinar. I know you're actually one of the best. I know when you come online, like you always give like the best value always. And thank also for today. So we have some questions about Whizlab. Because if you could notice, for Whizlab, someone also thanks, like said about last month, he was able to be part of the people that got the free 30 days access to Whizlab, and he was able to use this to get his certification. And with just one sitting, he has been trying this several times. He has been failing, but when he was able to get access to this Whizlab, immediately he go through everything you said, applied for the exam again, just one sitting, he was able to pass his examination, and this has helped him to get promotion at work, which is number one. And number two, also we also have a question. Someone said he has actually been trying to pay for this Whizlab, but Whizlab is actually priced in dollars, and we also noticed something like it's very hard to get dollars going in now due to the inflation rate, which is number one. And number two, sometimes if you don't have like a domiciliary account, you can't have access to like a dollar card. And even though when you have a domiciliary account, sometimes you have to go to the black market to buy dollars. And this is really affecting him to get access to the Whizlab platform. So this person is asking, like, do we like offer any service whereby we help people to pay for their Whizlab in Naira? Over to you, Doze.
All right, thank you very much for that question. And to quickly address that, yes, Whizlabs is priced in dollars. All right. So for those of you who are already who are already accustomed to Whizlabs and Whizlab services, you know that Whizlabs is priced in dollars. All right. But luckily, Secure Intelligence Limited has partnered with Whizlabs, all right, to make it affordable and also available to the local community. All right. So with Secure Intelligence Limited, when you subscribe for Whizlabs through Secure Intelligence Limited, all right, and only through Secure Intelligence Limited, you get to pay for your Whizlabs subscription in Naira. So you can enjoy all of the benefits of Whizlabs, all right, the sandboxes, the practical labs. You can enjoy all of these benefits for as low as 20,000 Naira a month. All right, so yes, as low as 20,000 Naira a month, you get to enjoy all of these Whizlabs offerings and services. So I believe that answers your question, Toby.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. And I also like to also chip this in because if you actually go to the Whizlab website, it's actually priced $20 per month. And if you actually look at the inflation rate, if you be paying for that, let's assume you have access to dollar, or you have a domiciliary account, then you have an access, you have a dollar card, you'll be paying, like, if you convert that to Naira, you'll be paying minimum of 32,000 Naira due to inflation rate. And we know, like, the inflation, like, sometimes our Naira is just going down. So we have been able to have like a very good partnership with Whizlab, and we've been able to like to talk to them. So if you actually use the link in the Q&A section, you can actually get access to Whizlab for just 20,000 Naira per month, only just 20,000 Naira per month, and you have access to this. And someone also asked, this person is actually ask question like when you always use like the sandbox on AWS is always been charged, and he said for Whizlab you try to set something like just only 20,000 per month. He said if you pay that 20,000 per month and is also using the sandbox on Whizlab, will he have to pay any additional cost, or that 20,000 only covers everything, even with the sandbox on Whizlab? Over to you to say.
All right. So yes, for the sandboxes, once you've made your subscription for Whizlabs, all right, so you get access to the sandboxes, you get access to the practical labs, and even practice questions. For those of you who are interested in getting your tech certification examination, you get access to all of this if you just pay the monthly subscription of 20,000 naira. There are no additional costs, no hidden charges. Just make your payment, get your subscription, and enjoy all of these services.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Duze. So I'll also be dropping the link again in the Q&A section. So you can actually use this link to get started for Whizlab. It's just 20,000 per month. And also someone asked, like this person is just getting started in tech. He said most of this today conversation has been for people that are already in tech before, you understand, like they want to go forward in their career. He said, do we have like anything for them, like people that just want to get started in tech? Do we have like any package for them also?
All right. So yes. Firstly, this webinar is not just for IT professionals or veterans already. It's for everybody, even people who are new to the tech space. And for those of you who are still trying to start from, let's say, zero knowledge of tech, you are in luck, because our CIL Academy, which is an arm of Secure Intelligence Limited, has what we call the Zero to Techie training. So our Zero to Techie training takes you from a level of zero knowledge about any tech idea or tech offerings or anything like that to a techie level, an expert level, you understand? So you can click on the link to join our Slack community so you can get updates on the next cohorts for our Zero to Techie training, our Zero to Techie platform. All right, so we have courses ranging from cloud engineering to data engineering, even front-end engineering. So just click on the Slack channel, click on the Slack community, register, and then you get updates on our Zero to Techie cohorts and trainings. I believe that I answered your questions, Toby.
Yeah, thank you very, very much for that. And also someone also asked a question, but I think I'll be asking the question. This person said you actually want to build a product that in the organization, which is actually a fintech organization. They're actually trying to build a product, but they've not been able to get it right. And due to, because we said we are solution builders, we help you build solutions to help grow your business. This person is thinking, can we actually help him or him to actually build this product for the fintech company? So okay, I'm going to answer that question. So at CIL, we also have what's called settings. We help you build any of your digital ideas that you actually want to be into realization. Maybe you have these digital ideas. It might be fintech, it might be in the technology. Any digital ideas you have, you actually want to build and you want to bring them to realization. CIL teams are the best people to help you bring this idea into realization immediately, very, very fast. And I'll also be dropping like a link in the comment in the Q&A section, whereby maybe you just want to come and talk to our expert. You want to have like a one-on-one section with us before you start. You want to say, okay, how can we help you with this? So just check the Q&A section and you can actually see the link there to book a one-on-one section with us. So, and I would also like to add this also, because I noticed like some people actually join late. So this way we don't have anything to be afraid of at all. This webinar is actually recorded, and you can go to our YouTube channel to go rewatch this webinar over and over again. And number two, also for you to grow, like if you really want to grow very, very fast in the tech industry, you need to get access to first class information. And how can you get access to this first class information? For you to get access to this first class information, you need to be part of a community that have access to this information, and they just give it to their community member. So we at CIL, we have a community, we have a Slack channel whereby we give access to this first class information that can help you increase your earnings, first class information about trends, about technology that you can learn that's going to improve your earnings, that's going to improve your position in your career, that's going to make your career and make your job more easier. So just make sure you go to the Q&A sections. There's a link there to join our Slack channel. You can just click there and join a community of like-minded people that are really ready to grow, and we are always willing to help you always and always again. So if you're also trying to get started in tech, maybe you don't really know what to learn, or you also already know what to learn and you don't know where to go learn it, like, because you need to for you to get the best information, you need to learn from the best of the best. So that is why we have the CIL Academy, whereby we teach you about data analysis, we teach you for front end, we also teach you about cloud. So if you ask, go to our website to get started. So to learn any of this tech skill you want to learn. So why do we call it ZTT? It actually means 0 to techie. So which means you don't really need to know anything. You don't need to have like any tech skill before you can actually get started. So what you just have to do is just get started, just register, and we are just going to take you on the flow from knowing nothing about tech and being the best of the best. So we also have something which is actually called paying naira, because we are always passionate about seeing business grow. We are always passionate about seeing business succeed, and we know that due to this dollar issue, it has been very hard for some business to pay for their Google Workspace or pay for their AWS bill, and this can actually affect many business. So that is why we step up as an organization to make sure that we actually help you solve the solution. So if you actually want to pay for your Google Workspace, or maybe your AWS bills, so we actually have what is called pay in there, whereby we help you pay for the service in there. So all you just have to do is just come to us. I have this bill I want to pay for my AWS. I have this bill I want to pay for my Google Work service. I've been trying to get access to dollar and I'm not getting access to dollar. Please, how can you help me do this? So we are there. We are always ready to help you pay this bill immediately. We are there to help you pay this bill immediately. Just make sure you book a one-on-one section with our experts. Our experts are always available 24 hours. So anytime of the day, you can just go there, book a link with us. Actually, this actually costs thousands of dollars, but I've been able to talk to the management. So everybody that show up on this meeting, they should be able to get like some incentives, and these are part of the incentives I'm actually giving to you. So just make sure like you take advantage of them today, because after today you might not be able to get advantage to all this again, because people who joined last month were able to get access to the 30 days free access to Whizlabs, and today again I'm also bringing like new goodies, like a new incentive for everybody who joined this webinar. So just make sure like everything I'm actually giving to you, you just make sure you get access to them immediately, because all these informations are very time bound, and within this period of time, if you don't get access to them, they are actually gone. Then we could also notice that in every organization, like there's something called phishing. Like, just let me break it down very well. So maybe scams, maybe someone sends spams to your email. Most of like the spams that are or scam that happen in an organization happen through emails, and there's research for actually that. So best way to actually prevent this is it's actually advisable you prevent this before it actually happens to you. So we have a service called phishing tackles, whereby we help you secure your organization emails, and this help you reduce the threat of cyber attack to your mail. And I also like to also add again that this webinar is actually recorded. You can go back over and over and again to watch again, which is number one. And you can also copy the link. You can send to your friends. You can send to your colleagues for them to actually watch this webinar. And I also like to tell you, maybe you actually want to connect with us. You want to reach out to us anytime, any day. We are on all social media channels. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. Our customer service are always active. Anytime you send us a message, we are there to answer all of your message. And we also have like a free gift for today, which is actually the one-on-one section. Maybe you have any products you want to build. I've been able to talk to the management to give you access. So just talk to our expert for free. And this is only accessible only today. After today is gone. So you can just click on the link in the comment section to just get access to our expert. And my name is Ayinde Oluwatobiloba Oluwesho.